Good morning. It is day 3 of our 10-part adventure here in Dublin. We have a few things lined up, starting with St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Yes, so definitely stay tuned so that you can see everything we've got planned for today. One thing I will say is we still have a few things to figure out here at our Airbnb. As a reminder, this is the first time we've ever used Airbnb. We cannot figure out the shower. It literally goes from freezing cold to scalding hot within 15 seconds, Nate.
Oh yeah, it's never experienced very low water pressure and such a dramatic temperature change.
And Nate was having a little bit of a hard time with the coffee machine this morning.
Never used it. It's like an espresso machine, and I made a mess of it. So I had cold coffee to start, then the next time was better, but I don't know. Anyways.
But we're going to get it.
Yeah. So.
All right. Are you ready, Nate?
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do this. Here we are, standing outside of St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin. This is the national cathedral for Ireland. It was built somewhere between 1220 and 1260.
This stained glass window represents St. Patrick's life in 39 episodes starting in the lower left corner. This stone was found while the park outside was under construction. They found it in 1901 and it's believed to have covered the well where St. Patrick would baptize converts. No one really knows what St. Patrick looks like, but this is what he is believed to have looked like.
In 1492, there were two families that were feuding, the Butlers and the Fitzgeralds. Sensing defeat, the Butlers fled and took sanctuary in the cathedral's chapter house. The Fitzgeralds followed, but rather than fight, Gerald Fitzgerald offered a truce and called to the Butlers through the door, guaranteeing them safe passage from Dublin. Understandably so, the Butlers believed this was a trap. But Gerald Fitzgerald ordered a hole to be cut in the door and placed his arm through the hole, offering it in peace. This convinced the Butlers to shake his hand, and the story lives on in the famous expression, to chance your arm.
This is the spiral staircase that leads to the organ and all the pipes that go with it. There are over 4,000 pipes to this organ in this cathedral. It's crazy. Above here, if you look all the way up, that is some of the pipes from the organ. Those are extremely large.
There are approximately 600 people buried in or around this cathedral. This was called the Lady Chapel. This is the high altar, and this is where they do communion. And the first two pews are reserved for the choir, and the clergy sit in the back.
On the left here is the pulpit where the sermon is read. And on the right here is the lectern where the gospel is read. This is what they call brass rubbing. Kind of a funny story here. This pulpit used to have wheels on it, and the Dean John Swift would push it in front of people, like right up to them, if they fell asleep in his church during his sermon. But I could see why, because his sermons were up to 4 hours long. Ay, ay, ay.
Interestingly enough, Jonathan Swift wrote his own epitaph. I can't read this one, but if you come over here, we have it in words you can actually read.
It reads, "Here is laid the body of Jonathan Swift, Doctor of Divinity, Dean of this Cathedral Church, where fierce indignation can no longer read the heart. Go, traveler, and imitate, if you can, this earnest and dedicated champion of liberty." Jonathan Swift's closest friend, Esther Johnson, better known as Stella, died at age 46 in January of 1728. Today, Swift and Stella are buried alongside each other in accordance with Swift's wishes here at St. Patrick's Cathedral. So we just got done with our self-guided tour at St. Patrick's Cathedral. There's like two main cathedrals here. The St. Patrick's Cathedral and then the Christ Church. And we are just doing one of them.
Yeah.
But what did you think, Nate?
Very interesting. A lot of history here. A lot of fighting that went on back in the days. Yeah, it's just interesting to see the architecture of the building itself. And yeah.
Yeah, and I was surprised to see there's so many people buried inside and around the church. That was surprising. Stained glass was super cool. So we paid for both of us $26 US to get in here. And then we did a self-guided tour where you just have this phone thing and you just kind of listen as you get to the different displays. But you can also do guided tours as well. We saw quite a few of those. Anyway, we are now going to head back because we did buy a souvenir, so we are going to put that back into our Airbnb and then head to lunch. All right, we are here at the Brazen Head Pub. It is claimed to be the oldest pub in Dublin, excuse me, and it was established in 1198. We're gonna get some lunch and then head to our next adventure, so stay tuned. And if you're liking this video so far, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button below. Don't forget, we're trying to get 100 subscribers before the end of our 10-day series in Ireland.
Okay, so we ordered fish and chips and a Caesar salad and a couple of waters. Cheers to us, drinking a pale ale from Rye River Brewing Company.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers. All right, just got done at the Brazen Head, and we had fish and chips, very good. What else? Caesar salad, not so good.
But we were trying to get our vegetables in. But I wouldn't recommend a Caesar salad.
Yeah, no, I would have definitely got like the beef stew or something else.
Yeah.
But anyways, fries were good, except don't put vinegar on them instead of ketchup.
Listen.
Somebody made a mistake.
The vinegar packet was the same color as the ketchup packet. In the dark, it was like a dark red and a light red. So I grabbed vinegar and poured it all over the plate and got all over the French fries. Ugh.
It's kind of a dark setting where we were eating, but still a place you gotta check out.
Yep, it was really good. Off to our next adventure, which is... Go ahead.
Guinness Brewery.
Storehouse.
We're on our way. We'll check in later.
This is hard to see, but this is the 9,000-year lease signed by Arthur Guinness. The Guinness Company has paid £45 in rent each month since 1759. The Downhill harp dates back to 1702 and was purchased by Guinness in 1963 to ensure preservation. The famous emblem we all know as the Guinness harp is actually known as the O'Neill or Brian Boru harp. This harp is housed at Trinity College in Dublin, which we will see in our next video. Fun fact, Guinness first adopted the image in 1862, so when the 1922 Irish Free State government chose the harp as its symbol of the nation, they had to use a mirror image to avoid trademarking issues. TV ad Bicycle was produced in 1996. The commercial opens with a group of women drinking in a bar. Flashbacks show these women doing jobs traditionally associated with men. The quote, "A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle," appears on the screen, followed by a shot of an empty maternity ward and a fish riding a bike along the pier. The ad reaffirmed Guinness as a surprising, challenging drink supported by cutting-edge advertising.
Guinness Storehouse at the top in the Gravity Bar, yes. Had a couple of Guinnesses on the way up here, but the view is spectacular. You can see the whole city.
Got a table.
Yeah.
Right away.
That's what I heard was hard to get, and we walked right up, and somebody left. And we're like, oh, thank you.
It's busy.
Very busy, very loud, but definitely something you need to check out.
Absolutely.
Just left the Guinness Storehouse. Very fun.
Oh yeah.
You actually get a lot of Guinness while you're in there. So I did the Stouty experience, which is the experience that you can get your picture on the head of the Guinness. And even though Nate didn't get that experience, he was still able to jump in the picture. And then Nate did the
Guinness Academy,
Yes.
where you learn how to pour the proper way for a Guinness beer.
Yep.
And that was fun, and I'd recommend that too. So
Yep, and I didn't do that one, but I did get to go in and film him doing it, so that was fun. And then you go up to the 7th floor to the Gravity Bar, and you get a free Guinness that's included in your
admission.
Yep, right. So we gotta hustle.
Yeah,
because,
we're on our way to supper. now.
We have a
'cause
7 o'clock dinner reservation. We were hoping to sit down for a few minutes, but I don't think we're going to be able to. We're running a little bit late. We have a little bit of a walk to get back to the apartment.
Yep.
And then thankfully the supper is right below our apartment.
Can't wait. Forno 500.
Forno 500.
Pizza tonight.
All right. So we'll see you guys at supper. I might be mutilating this name, but this is the Diavola pizza. This is the Forno 500 pizza. We're exhausted. And they don't cut it for you. We have to cut our own pizza. Oi. All right, back in our room. That's it for the night.
Yes. Busy day.
It was a busy day. It was a fun day.
Yep.
Forno 500 was good. Good pizza.
Magnifico.
So we are just gonna relax in our Airbnb tonight. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Bye.
See ya.
Thanks again for watching. If this video made you smile, laugh, or want to explore Dublin for yourself, please give us a like. Don't forget, we're also on a mission to get 100 subscribers before the end of our 10-part series, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'd love your support. See you next time.